glad to get another day from this glorious spot by Alki Beach in Seattle, Washington, just to show you God's awesome power and how dangerous the seas can be. An excerpt from First Prayers. Dear God, I love to see the raindrops splashing on the sidewalk. I love to see the sunlight twinkling in the rain. I love to see the wind gusts drying up the raindrops. I love to feel the sunshine coming out again. Thank you for the thunderstorm. Thank you for the wind and rain. And thank you for the sunshine coming out again. Thank you, Jesus, for this day. And we're going to start out with the visit of the Magi, Matthew 2, 1 through 12. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star in the east and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem was with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Christ was to be born. "In Bethlehem in Judea," they replied, for this is what the prophet had written. "But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you will come a ruler who will be the shepherd of my people, Israel." Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and make a careful search of the child. As soon as you find him, report to me, so that I too may go and worship him." After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen in the east went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold and of incense and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. A thought. The Magi traveled thousands of miles to see the King of the Jews. When they finally found him, they responded with joy. Worship and gifts. The Magi worshiped Jesus for who he was. This is the essence of true worship, honoring Christ for who he is and being willing to give him what is valuable to you. How different from the approach people often take today. We expect God to come looking for us, to explain himself, prove who he is, and give us gifts. But those who are wise still seek and worship Jesus today, not for what they can get, but for who he is. Worship God because he is the perfect just and almighty creator of the universe, worthy of the best you have to give. A reading from Romans 1, 16 through 17. Paul declares the power of the gospel. "I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God for the salvation of everyone who believes, first for the Jew, then for the Gentile. For in the gospel a righteousness from God is revealed, a righteousness that is by faith from first to last, just as it is written, the righteous will live by faith." A thought. Paul was not ashamed because his message was good news. It was powerful. It was for everyone, and it was part of God's revealed plan. When you are tempted to be ashamed, remember what the good news is all about. If you focus on God and on what God is doing in the world rather than on your own inadequacy, your embarrassment will soon disappear. Proverbs for today, 1, 10 through 19. "My son, if sinners entice you, do not give in to them. If they say, 'Come along with us,' let's lie in wait for someone's blood. Let's waylay some harmless soul. Let's swallow them alive like the grave, and whole like those who go down to the pit. We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Throw in your lot with us, and we will share a common purse. My son, Do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their paths, for their feet rush into sin. They are swift to shed blood. How useless to spread a net in full view of all the birds. These men lie in wait for their own blood. They waylay only themselves. Such is the end of all who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the lives of those who get it. Thanks be to God. Have a wonderful day. Hopefully you're dry and warm where you're at.